Hello,
Hello,
I'm Elder Campbell.
and I'm Elder Ellsworth.
We are missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Or the Mormon Church.
We live in Korea for 2 years and we serve as missionaries.
We like to help people, and we've come to teach about Jesus Christ and about the Book of Mormon, but also we've come to teach English.
So when we meet with people and we teach them about Jesus Christ, but we also teach them how they can learn English better.
So today we want to talk about how to learn English.
English is not hard.
English is not Englishy. English.
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 We talk to Koreans every day and they always want to learn English, but sometimes they don't know how to do it.
Do you want to learn English?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Today we want to start with 5 easy ways that you can learn English.
5.
Simple, easy ways.
Number 1. The most important thing that anyone can do to learn any language, including English, is to desire to learn. 1.
When you learn a language, if you don't desire to learn, you will never learn. This desire makes us work hard, study a lot, and actually enjoy what we learn.
But where does desire come from? Where do we find desire?
We need to have motivation.
Do you know motivation?
Yeah.
It's a big word.
Motivation is different for everybody, but we find it in a lot of different forms.
Some people want to learn English because they have American friends, or because they want to travel. And some people just want to watch American dramas or play video games. But without motivation, you can never develop a desire to learn. And without desire, you can never progress.
Our suggestion is that you find a motivation to help you learn every day. Because when you have a motivation, every single day you will learn how to be better at English.
I don't think there's anyone in the world who wanted to do a good thing that didn't.
That's true.
It's because they wanted to. Number 2. Develop a language study plan.
A language study plan is important. If you don't plan to do anything, you will never actually do it. We can plan to do lots of things, like we can plan to work out, but everybody knows if you don't actually decide when and how long you are going to work out, you never do it.
So how can we plan to learn a language?
Well, I would suggest write it down. Write down your plan.
So some easy ways are like that. Schedule time.
Every day, you can plan when and what you will study. This is important because in order to learn, you need to study at least a little bit every day.
Every day. 30 to 60 minutes.
Every single day.
Another thing you can do is select tools. There are many things that can help us learn English. You can choose grammar books, textbooks, maybe novels, anything. Movies, video games. Call your friends. Select tools and plan times when you will use the things that you've learned.
As you study, it's important to decide that you will use the things that you will study. So, if you study, maybe you select a book, but you only read the book and you never think about it after you read, then it is not useful.
If you want to learn English, I would suggest studying and planning times to learn English every day, every day, every day. Otherwise, you'll never learn.
When you plan like that, you will show your desire to learn, and you will have a fixed schedule that will help you learn.
Number 3, practice.
Have you ever met an American on the street? Did they ever say hi to you? What did you say back to them? Every day, when I say hi to Koreans, I say, "Hi, how are you?"
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah. Americans never say that.
Don't say that.
Nah. That word, that phrase is understandable, but never used. And so, it is important to, when you learn a language, you need to learn with your tools, you need to learn useful things, and then you need to practice them every day.
Every day, every day.
Sometimes, Koreans know that "I'm fine, thank you, and you" is not what they really would say, but they get nervous, right? And they're scared.
Don't get nervous.
Once you have learned something, when you practice it, you will get better, even though it is a little bit scary.
So, for example, instead of saying "I'm fine, thank you, and you," maybe you can try something different, such as, "Hey man, what's up?"
Oh, nothing much. How are you?
"I'm good."
What are you doing? Teaching English?
Teaching English.
Yeah. So, it's important you can describe the things that you are doing. If somebody says, "How are you?" if you are sad, you should say, "Well, I'm a little bit sad."
Or, "I'm not doing so good."
Right? You can do lots of different things. There's many ways that you can respond to questions. And as you practice, you select tools, and then when you practice, you can always use new ways to study.
And when should we practice? During your scheduled times. Make sure you always practice applicable, useful, and correct phrases and words.
So, what are good ways to practice? You can practice English. If you have maybe a foreign friend, you can practice with your foreign friend.
Yeah. You can practice with your friends. You can practice with people who don't speak English. You can practice with foreigners. You can practice on the street. You can talk to yourself. You can do things like read books. Whenever you read a book, read it out loud. Make sure you read out loud so you can hear yourself. The most important thing, I think, when learning English is pronunciation. If you don't sound like you're an American, no one will think you speak English.
It's easy to practice pronunciation if you read out loud, if you speak often, and if you listen to other native speakers.
An easy way to listen to other native speakers all the time is to maybe watch American movies or American dramas and practice the things that you learn. Or you can memorize song lyrics. Listen to music and sing them back to yourself. I bet you can learn English in no time.
American singers talk really, really fast. And so, maybe when you practice at first, you can't do it. It's hard. But it's important when you practice pronunciation that you practice slowly. If you practice too fast, you will never learn.
Slowly. Always slowly.
It's very important. If an American asks you a question, and if you answer slowly, they won't think you are dumb. They will be impressed that you can say things correctly. And that's the most important thing when you speak a different language.
It's a lot more impressive to have a short conversation in simple terms with 0 grammar mistakes than a long conversation with advanced terms and lots of basic mistakes.
And so, if we suggest that the best option is to practice with a native speaker. But if you don't have any native friends, you can practice, like he said, by yourself. You can talk to yourself in Korean, or in English, in English. But you can also, all of your friends try and learn English, right? Everybody around you wants to learn. And so, if you practice with your friends during your scheduled time, you can learn English a lot easier and faster.
Which brings us to step 4. Step 4 is very important, but sometimes very hard. Step 4 is ask for help.
So, while you are studying, you will find that you have a lot of questions. Sometimes you will ask a question to somebody and they won't understand you. And so, what do you do? What do you do when that happens?
When someone asks me a question and I don't understand?
No, when you ask a question and other people don't understand, what do you do?
I give up.
That's wrong.
No.
Don't give up. When you make a mistake or when you have a question, you need to ask somebody. And so, if you have a native speaker as a friend, you can ask them, or you can use your tools. You can look in books. You can look on the internet and try and find answers to your questions.
Sometimes you'll learn a word or a phrase from maybe a movie and you don't know what it means. You need help. So maybe you can look it up on your phone and then ask someone who's better at English to tell you how to use it. That will make you sound a lot more professional.
A really good question to ask when you learn English is this used often? Because you can look in the dictionary or you can maybe hear in a song things that are used very uncommonly. But if you ask, maybe, if I say, hey, is the phrase on your grandma's roof used often?
No.
No? Then I know that I don't need to say that.
You don't need to say that.
Yeah. And so I can learn faster, even though I'm not quite sure what everything means.
I do that every day in Korean. Sometimes there are words that are only used maybe in a book or in writing, and we don't use it when we speak. That's very important to know.
When you ask for help, make sure you ask people right when you have a question, because you will forget it later. If you say, oh, later I will ask my friend, you will never remember. You need to ask in the moment, and then once you ask for help and you get an answer, you need to practice.
Every day, every day, every day.
As you practice, difficult things will become easier. You will make fewer mistakes and it will be more fun.
You'll increase your desire to learn English, which will increase the rate at which you learn it.
Maybe if at first you might be a little bit slow at learning English, and it might be embarrassing to talk to somebody, especially maybe a foreigner. But something you can say is, I'm sorry, I'm learning English, so if I make a mistake, will you please tell me? If you ask that question, then people will know that if you make a mistake, you will want to be corrected. Because when we hear somebody make a mistake in English, we usually don't say anything, because we don't want to make them feel bad. But if I know that they want to improve, then I just say, wait a second, fix that, and I tell them the right answer, and then they practice and they get better because they asked for help.
Do you know the phrase, practice makes perfect? Keep trying.
Yeah.
Now, step number 5. Evaluate. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Evaluate means to look over, to double check, to make sure that everything is going the way you planned. So if you make a language study plan and it doesn't work, you don't seem to be progressing, then you should evaluate. Check it.
Do you mean that taking exams?
아니요.
No.
평가.
No.
평가를 하고.
So check, make sure that what you're doing is useful. So when you evaluate, you double check to make sure that the study plan you made is effective. And if it's not, change it. Make something new. Ask for help and practice.
For example, maybe somebody gives you advice and they say, if you want to learn English, then you should watch movies every day. And so, you can watch movies every day, every single day. But maybe after 3 weeks, you watch English movies every day, but you still aren't good at Korean, or still aren't good at English. You should try a different plan.
Yeah. Maybe if all you do is play video games, and that's your motivation, I want to be good at English so that I can play video games, but you are studying, so you don't have enough time, you need a new plan. Change your plan. Find new friends. Find a way to study your language at a scheduled time more effectively.
Evaluate your lesson or your language plan to see if you are having fun, because you can't learn English if you don't enjoy it.
Right.
Do you remember in school when you had to read boring books?
Yeah.
The most boring books.
The most boring books.
Did you have to do that? No?
No.
Well, in America, the teacher says, you have to read this book, the whole book, in 2 weeks. And so, nobody wants to, but the teacher said, you have to do it, so we do it. But at the end of 2 weeks, you read the whole book, but you didn't learn anything.
You didn't learn anything. And then there's a test. So you study and study and study and study and study, and you cram, and you work as hard as you can.
It's all work.
It's so hard. That's why it's important to make it fun, to motivate yourself, to want to learn more and more, so that you can ace your quiz.
And so, when we study English, you shouldn't sit down at a desk and study for hours at a time, because that won't help you improve, unless you really like that.
Go outside.
Yeah, outside. Go outside. Because when you learn English, once you have learned English, you're going to want to talk to people in English. Because when you talk to people, that actually shows that you know English. When you talk and when you write. And so, if you spend all day looking at a grammar book, but then if you never go outside, or if you never write anything down, you will never learn.
So, what's next?
I think a very important thing is to not be scared.
Not be scared.
Yeah.
Be scared.
If I talk to somebody on the street, sometimes they are really good at English, but they don't have any confidence. And so when I ask them how they are doing, they all know the answer, but they all say the same thing. They say, to my home, or
I'm going to the home.
But they know in their head, that's not right. They get nervous. And so, at first, it might be scary. But if you practice, you won't have any fear.
No fear. Don't be afraid. It's not like we don't want to talk to you. And sometimes, if you get afraid, we don't know what to do either. We don't speak Korean. And if you don't speak English, 안 되죠. So, don't be afraid. Say what you feel.
네.
What's the difference between fear and scare?
Fear and scared?
Huh? They're the same. They're the same. If you have fear, it means you're scared.
Yeah.
No fear.
No difference.
Right. No difference.
네. An important thing is to eliminate fear. You need to be comfortable with making mistakes.
Yeah. The first step to erasing fear is to want to speak English, and 2, make mistakes. Saying things like, I'm fine, thank you, and you, is the first step to saying the truth. So, even though at first you might think to say exactly what you learned in school, as you make mistakes and people help you, then you'll eventually become a much better English speaker. And no fear.
Yeah. So remember, when you are studying English, mistakes are good. They are a good thing.
Failure is the mother of success.
It's important, if you want to eliminate fear, even if at first you are scared, to know that when you study and practice, you will get better. Everybody will get better.
Speaking English will never make you worse at English. It will always make you better. And a good way to practice or plan what you're going to say is you can keep a journal. You can write down everything you did in a day in a journal. Writing is speaking preparation.
So, when you learn something new, write it down. Make sure that you write it down, because then you can remember it, and then you can speak it later.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes, or to write mistakes.
And when you write in a journal, if you write every single night, maybe 1 month later, you can look and you can see that you improved a lot from your first day to maybe 1 month later. So, if you want to see your progression, then you should write in a journal, because then you can know that you are getting better.
Do you want to try? You should try.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
How about writing skill? How to improve writing skill?
How to improve writing skills?
Keep a diary. Keep a diary.
Keep a diary.
Yeah.
Is it a good way?
Yeah, it gives you the opportunity to write in English every single day.
Everything.
And if you commit and you say, yeah, I will do that, and you plan every single day a time when you can write in your English journal or diary, then in a month you can look back and you can see progression. Will that make you happy? If you progress? Of course.
Another good way is everybody has a smartphone, right? Everybody uses Facebook. Everybody in America uses Facebook too. And so, if you have a friend who lives in America, or even if you just practice talking to people on your phone, you will improve writing so fast. Everybody on the internet speaks English. And so, you can practice writing. And especially on the internet, people use really common phrases.
Yeah.
And so you can learn what is normal and what sounds good.
Emailing and SNS is a better way.
Yeah. Maybe texting foreign friends. Or emailing your foreign friends. That will help a lot. You'll learn common phrases. Dating? If you want to speak English fluently, really fast, dating is the fastest way. For sure.
For sure.
But What would you say is a really fast way to learn how writing, correct writing, is supposed to look?
Like handwriting?
Or just what word order, grammar,
Well,
vocabulary?
I think if you look in popular books, you will learn quickly. Like novels.
Yeah. I think the fastest way to learn what correct writing looks like is to read. Read English books. And whenever you read, remember, read out loud.
Do you like Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Harry Potter's great.
Yeah.
Have you read Harry Potter?
A little.
A little?
In English or Korean?
English.
English?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Too long.
Too long.
Well, you can start with a short book. Maybe choose a short book, and then you can read bigger books, and you will learn how to write correctly, but you will also learn what, like he said, what is normal and what
How
looks
about
good.
cartoon books?
Cartoon books?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Those would be good. You can learn lots about life, philosophy.
You recommend some books, cartoon books?
Cartoon books?
Recommend. My favorite book as a kid was Calvin and Hobbes. Number one.
Calvin and Hobbes.
I would recommend.
Is it very popular in?
It's very popular in
Very
America.
popular.
Yeah.
That,
Should we write it?
yeah,
Calvin and Hobbes.
that's right. Some books.
And these books have everyday language. Things that you will use every single day.
Calvin and Hobbes.
House.
Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes. This is about a little boy and his toy. His pet,
Tiger.
yeah, pet tiger. Yeah.
So it's very fun.
Now, you will learn everyday language.
What's another one? How about Dr. Seuss?
Huh? Do you know Dr. Seuss?
Is that right?
Dr. Seuss?
Never
Yes.
seen.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Seuss, he wrote children's books. And so they have a lot of poems, but really interesting language. And so you can learn really quickly things that are used every day.
And rhyme.
Yeah.
Rhyme is fun.
Yeah. Let's see, what other books? I think simple books that people really like in America, maybe.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I like Harry Potter. Harry Potter is British, right? And so there's a difference. There's English, American English, and British English. But they use almost all of the same words. And so you maybe the first time you look at Harry Potter, there will be words that you don't know. But as you read it, you will understand the difference between American English and British English.
There will be lots of words you don't know, and lots of words that if you went to America, you would never use.
So,
which is better? Huh?
American English,
America.
American English is way better.
America.
American English is the best.
It's only your opinion.
Yes,
Yeah,
in my
maybe.
opinion. Maybe if you ask a British person, it would be different. Yeah.
What do you think about studying in America? Many students, many Korean students try to go to America to study.
Yeah. What do I think about it?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I think that's a
It's
great
way
idea.
to improve English.
Yeah. Like we said, one of the best ways is to ask for help.
However, it costs a lot.
Right.
It costs a lot, that's true. But
So-
I think that probably the fastest ways to learn English or any language is to, one, live in the country where it's spoken, and two, dating.
Yeah. I think it's important, you can go to a different country, but because it is expensive, sometimes it is hard to go. But in Korea, the people I know who are best at English never went to America. And so what they did is they made friends. They made English-speaking friends, and then they practiced every day. And so as they did that, over time, they are perfect at English now. And so going to America is really good, but it is not essential. You can learn English in Korea.
You can learn English anywhere as long as you have a plan and you have a desire. Without those, you will never succeed. No matter how talented you are, no matter how good at learning things you are, no matter how handsome you are. If you don't want to learn, and if you don't have a plan, you will never succeed.
We also talked about listening to American music. Do you have a favorite American artist?
American song?
Yeah.
Artist?
Yeah.
Elton John?
Elton John. Yeah.
Mariah Carey.
British.
Mariah Carey. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Elton John. And Elton John is from England,
England,
right?
Yeah.
But when he sings, an interesting thing is, a lot of times, even when British or American people sing, they sound similar. And so, it's really good to practice. Elton John is really good. And maybe Billy Joel. They're very similar.
I like Billy Joel.
And Billy Joel, if you learn his songs, if you listen to his songs, and then you practice the things you hear, then you will learn English really fast. You said you like Mariah Carey?
Mariah.
Ah, she's good. One thing to be careful, if you are a boy and you listen to Mariah Carey and you practice her songs, you might speak English like a girl.
Don't do that.
So maybe just listening, but don't practice Mariah Carey, unless you are a girl.
But by listening to music, you can hear how people who speak English, how they speak, what kind of words and phrases sound cool, and you can also learn perfect pronunciation. I think that if you want really good pronunciation and really good courage when speaking, you need to remember song lyrics. Memorize them, practice them, sing them. And slow songs, slow singers like Billy Joel and Elton John are good places to start. If you want to really impress your friends, you can try learning rap songs like Eminem or Lil Wayne.
And a good place is when you want to practice, maybe if you don't... Do you sing really well?
Sing? No. I'm not good singer.
Me either.
Do you like to sing?
I like sing.
Yeah?
Of course.
I think almost everybody likes to sing.
I love to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to sing, but you aren't very good at it, you can practice. Maybe in the shower.
In the shower.
Yeah.
Number one.
You should shower every single day.
Every single day. You can't ever be good at English if you never shower. I shower every day.
Can you sing?
Right now?
Yeah, right.
No.
You look like a singer, good singer.
No.
It's because he practices in the shower.
Every day.
Yeah. And so you can practice singing these people's songs while you shower. And you are doing something fun and it is useful.
Another place to practice singing is a singing room.
Ah.
You love singing rooms, right?
Yeah.
Just find a place to practice and practice every day.
Yeah. So these are simple and easy ways to study.
Simple ways to improve speaking, listening, and writing skills, including pronunciation, reading, and courage.
One thing that happens sometimes is people start to learn. They learn English, and maybe at first they are really bad. But they start to learn, and they go up, they get really, really good, and then this happens. They don't learn anything. Because right here, sometimes it gets harder to learn. you get to a level and then you just can't learn anymore. It's really hard.
It's really strange.
And so, what do you do when that happens?
Do you remember? Step 5? You evaluate.
Yeah.
And you revise.
Yeah.
You have to change it. You have to find the things that you learned. You've learned all of these things to this point, that you're so good that you're fluent at the basics. Next, you need to change it and make it harder, so that eventually you can go up. And maybe it'll happen again. You need to evaluate and revise.
I think this is normal. This happens. The only thing that you should never do is go back down.
Never give up.
Yeah. And so, in order to keep going up, you should review the basics. You should review basic things, and you should always practice the things you learn. Because if you never practice, you will never improve. So, remember that even if you feel like it's not working, just evaluate and then improve again.
And never, ever, 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 ever give up. If you get here and you can't think of anything, and you don't know how to improve, date.
But how about the private academy to study English here? Many of the Korean students go to study English at the private academy, English academy. However, it's very cost. It costs.
That's very expensive. However, sometimes it helps, I think. Sometimes when you have a hard time finding a motivation or a desire to learn English, it might help you to go to a place where you can sit in a classroom with all your friends and study English together. But, truth be told, I think that if you have your own motivation, your own desire, your own purpose, goal, and plan, you can learn English without a private institution, without going to academy or anywhere else. You can do it on your own.
So, I think a good thing about an academy is that often there are native speakers, and they can help you with questions and with pronunciation and important things. But if you have a native speaker who is a friend, that is free.
So much.
Hopefully that is free.
So much free.
It's very difficult to have American friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we are Americans and we live in Korea. And I think maybe people want to be our friends, but they're scared of us. And if somebody came up and said, "Hi, I want to be your friend. Will you go to dinner with me?" I would say yes every time.
Every time. Every single time.
Maybe we are unusual because we are missionaries. But if you see an American with if you see an American with a black tag and a white shirt, yeah, you should say, "Hey, can we practice English together?" And every time they will say yes.
What's your phone number?
My phone number?
Canberra? Oh, will you go back to America? Now you are in Korea. However,
Right.
soon.
I will go back to America in October. Next month.
Next month.
Yeah, I will go next year in January. But I think in Korea, maybe I know 150 other people exactly like us. And they are all just in Gyeonggi-do, in this small area.
Yeah. Anywhere you live, in Korea, there will be people, and they will help you learn English for free. We will be your friend.
Yeah.
Ask for help.
And so that is why it's important to be confident. And if maybe you're scared at first, you can ask us in Korean, because we know a little bit of Korean.
Just a little bit.
네.
Don't go fast.
And so, even though maybe you can't find a foreign friend or you don't know where to go, you can always call us every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Any day. Twice a day.
I call you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call away.
Also, it's important, I think, to use the internet, because if you use the internet, you can find people probably in your area who speak English. There are a lot of Koreans who are really good at English.
Lots.
Yeah.
Especially in Gangneung.
Do you have a Korean girlfriends?
No.
We are missionary.
Missionaries cannot date.
Yeah. How about taking the TOEFL or the TOEIC to improve the English?
Well,
It's a good way.
to be honest, I'm not sure. I think sometimes when you're so focused on taking an exam, you forget important things like writing or speaking. Now, in order to study in a foreign school, you have to take those tests, right? Well, if you want to study in a foreign school, you have to. But don't be satisfied with just learning English to pass a test. Because sometimes the phrases or words used on the TOEFL or on the TOEIC won't be words that you use every day, such as I'm fine, thank you, and you. Those words are not correct. So ask for help.
But the good thing about a test is it gives you motivation.
Motivation.
Right? So anything that gives you motivation is probably okay.
It's probably worth it.
Yeah. And so I think it's worth it because it gives you a good reason to study.
Without reason, you will never progress.
Yeah. We think that even if you don't go to school or academy, or if you have no foreign friends, you can still learn English. It's very easy.
If you have tons of money, or if you have no money at all, you still have a brain. And you can still try. And if you can't do it the first time, evaluate, revise, and progress.
How about reading English newspaper?
Yeah.
Or enjoying English movie?
Yeah. I think that understanding the culture of America or England or any other English-speaking country would help anyone develop that desire and personal motivation to learn English. So, learning current events or watching the news, things like that, I think will help a lot.
And it gives you something to talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you talk to an American, but you have no idea what they like to do or the things that they do in America, then you will have nothing to say. And if you have no words to say, then you can't even speak English or Korean.
Yeah.
And so one thing that is popular in America is American football. Everybody likes football. But Koreans know nothing about football. And that's okay, because there's no football here. But, for example, if you want to talk to an American about something and learn English at the same time, you can maybe learn about American football. And you can learn the words that they use. Because then, when you talk to an American, they will know what American football is.
However, the Koreans enjoy soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
Not American football.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So if you go to America, maybe you try talking about American football instead of soccer.
Why is it so popular, the American? football?
Yeah.
What's the difference between football and soccer?
That's the difference.
It's very fun. Very fun. I think.
What characters make it so popular?
Probably tackling each other.
Yeah. When you play football, you get to tackle each other.
Do you know tackle?
Tackle.
Yeah. And so you grab each other and you throw them on the ground.
Americans like to beat each other up.
And it's really fun to watch. So even if you are small like me, I would probably die if I played football. But I can watch football every day. I can watch football on TV, or I can go to the university every weekend and watch a football game. And so
lots of Americans like sports. Almost all of them. Everyone likes sports in America.
And so when you learn English, if there is something you like, you should learn how to talk about that thing. So maybe you're Korean and you really like soccer. You should learn how to talk about soccer in English. And then if you go to America, you can talk about soccer a little bit. But then you can also talk about football too. So you can talk about yourself and you can talk about other people too. That's important.
You want to make friends in America? You need to learn about all kinds of things. Like maybe you like shopping. Learn how to talk about shopping. Learn how to shop. Or maybe you like Taekwondo. You should learn how to talk about martial arts. Finding a topic, finding a motivation, maybe video games or dramas. Talk about it. Talk about sports. Talk about everything.
How about golf?
Talk about golf, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know lots of people who like golf. Do you like golf?
Yeah, of course.
Why do you like golf?
It's fun.
It's fun?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do when golfing?
What?
What's your favorite part of golfing?
Swing.
Swimming?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like making a hole-in-one?
Yeah. No.
Have you ever gotten a hole-in-one?
No.
No?
Do you enjoy golfing?
I have never been golfing.
Never been golfing.
Never been golfing.
In America?
In America.
So popular.
It's popular.
Yeah.
But I've never been.
Many of Korean adults enjoy golfing.
Yeah?
What do you think about it?
Golfing?
Yeah.
I think that golfing is great.
Yeah.
You should learn how to talk about golfing. Learn how to talk about par and birdie and all those golf terms.
Golfing is so expensive in Korea.
Right, yeah. Lots of things are expensive.
More than in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. What do you like to do?
When Korean
I like swimming.
Like swimming?
Yes.
Swimming. Americans like swimming.
Swimming is fun.
Swimming.
Yeah.
Swimming is good.
But they like swimming at swimming pools, but also in lakes.
And in the ocean.
And in the ocean.
Where do you like to go swimming?
Pardon?
Where do you like to go swimming?
Where?
Yeah.
Swimming pool?
Do you like
Swimming pool?
Swimming pool?
New place.
Do you
Butterfly. And
butterfly? Wow.
I can butterfly.
You can butterfly?
Yeah.
Wow. So do you like swimming laps or just freestyle?
Freestyle.
Freestyle?
Do you go swimming in the ocean? No?
No?
Why not?
So 뭐지? 짠게 뭐야? So
Salty?
salty.
Salty.
Yeah.
Do you like to surf?
Surfing?
Yeah?
No.
No?
No?
You should try it.
It's very fun.
I fear.
You're afraid?
Yes.
Many Koreans wish to tour in Korea, America.
Yeah, try to go to America.
Is it a way to improve English?
To go to America?
Yeah.
Of course.
Have a trip.
Of course.
Touring.
Go, you can make lots of foreign friends.
Yeah.
You can find foreign girlfriends, foreign boyfriends.
Will you introduce us to some good attractions in America?
In America? Do you know?
Do you enjoy touring?
Yeah,
Of course.
Traveling?
If you go to America, there are lots of places, many places to visit. We are both from Utah.
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 And in Utah,
Where is Utah?
Utah is near
Northern
California.
part?
It's in the western part.
Western part.
네.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's not right.
In Utah, there is a lot of nature. There are cities,
Utah.
Utah.
but you can go and you can visit really big mountains. In the winter, you can go skiing.
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 Or snowboarding. I like to snowboard.
Is there Rocky Mountains?
Yeah,
Rocky Mountains.
it is the best place to ski in the whole world.
I like ski.
You like
Yeah?
to ski?
Yeah.
Wow, go to Utah.
Go to Utah. Best snow on earth.
Yeah, it's the best.
Or you can go to Zion's National Park. Or you can go to Moab and see the arches. And even see the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Grand.
Yeah, it's all very close.
Yeah.
And then, if you want, you can also go from here to a very popular place called Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Everybody goes to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Las Vegas.
In my opinion, it's not very fun. Maybe one time. Maybe one time.
Or maybe you want to go to California.
Yeah.
Also very popular. Lots of things. Or New York City. Or Washington. Or Florida.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good.
Very pretty country.
And if you want to go to America, but you don't want to see anybody or do anything, you should go here.
Kansas.
Kansas.
Kansas. There's
Nobody. Yeah.
Oh, look at
왜 아무도 없는 거죠? Why?
사람이 있죠.
It's just very boring.
Boring
boring.
Kansas.
Yeah. Countryside.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
But very peaceful.
Peace.
Yeah. If you want to relax, maybe try going to Kansas.
Or come to Utah.
Utah's good.
We'll hang out.
Yeah.
Go watch a movie.
if you want a foreign friend and we have already left Korea, then come to Utah and you can call us. 네. Because we want to practice Korean and we will also help you with English.
Of course.
Is it free?
It's free, of course. Friends are always free. But girlfriends aren't. Girlfriends are not free. Girlfriends are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
그만하세요.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good?
Okay.
Should we say goodbye?
What's your impression on Korea?
On Korea?
Yeah.
Korea's the best.
Best.
Number one.
Korea is great. People in Korea are very nice.
Very nice.
Thank
We
you.
also enjoy Korean food.
Yes. So if you call us and want to buy us food, okay.
괜찮아요. Yeah.
음.
It was nice
for
to meet you.
listening.
네.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
네.